Kalalal Wahawatlahi Hawa Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing this within truth and in sincerity. And Brother Manat is okay with short impromptu. And I have no article for this video or no, excerpts from any um, social media platform or news page or anything like that. So this is just basically me and one of the brothers was talking or just exchanging or having a conversation on a plate in the group chat today now, and we was talking about how somebody got robbed now, and like for the past week is like consecutive robberies, people being robbed, people being mugged, as they would say in America, you get mugged, right? And is almost like every day it's happening, you know. And just to show, it is basically it's a direct result of of the rulership of society, of the brainwashing, of the, of how they molded, or what they molded society to be today. They being E, of course, the elites, the 1%, the ones who sit on top and look down on everybody else, lesser than 3/5 of a man, all these things they had, So yeah. So in the conversation I was telling them, I said, remember when the new PM get put in office, what was one of the first things she did? She put like 30,000 people on the breadline. No, Trinidad is not even 1.5 million people. Right, so 30% of that is like a good chunk of we. So like not 30%, but 30,000 people in Trinidad is a good amount. Right, is a hefty portion, I should say. All right, um, these people are people. The jobs she went and eliminated were jobs that people who are like, all right, the more uneducated ones, the ones who had no place, it was something to keep people employed, to stay off to stay more or less, to be a productive member of society rather than be a pest of, to law abiding citizens or whatever the case may be, right? Now, I always say, however you make your money, once it's a honest dollar, you go right ahead. Cleaning up the roadside, picking up garbage, selling like beer bottles back to the bars and so on and so on. You do that if you die, what you have to do to make your bread and feed your family. That's what I say, you know. And she just, one of the first things she did was put 30,000 people on the breadline, as did I say, you know. So basically this new statistic is a reflection of that. And I was telling them that, and I was saying, hey, we're not even in the month of December yet, and this is one of the most expensive seasons of the year. Days where people are spend the most, right? So now we are seeing nothing yet. That I was telling them, Mark, we are seeing nothing yet. Wait till I get closer to the so-called Christmas. All right, wait, just wait, hold on. See how wild this place going get. All right, so says I impromptu, this is one of the first precepts came to mind and say I should just have it there. All right, the Proverbs 29 and verse 2. It says, the righteous, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's what's going on. We have 30,000 people mourning to feed their families, mourning just to live their bills. Remember, they actually live somewhere. Right? They would have bills. Hey, I had to get gas, I had to get my essentials from my house, like rice, flour, oil, you know, these things, then they need sustenance. The water bill, light bill, phone bill, these things had to be paid. And these is it's most of them people who work in these sectors are jigs because it's the lesser, you know what I mean, it's low paying jobs, but it's a job nonetheless. You know, these people are people who literally, you know what I mean, live paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? So these is the these is the folks that, you know what I mean, needed it more than anybody else. You know? And this is what the result of that is. You know, the times are getting harder. Next year there was mention of the government devaluing the dollar for whatever reason. Right? So the dollar going to be devalued and we have all these unemployed people. What do you think is going to happen? Especially at this season or this time of the year. All right? So the people mourning will cause violence, it will cause unrest. People wouldn't be safe or feel safe. You understand? And this will ultimately lead to a push to a digital, you know what I mean, a digital dollar, a CBDC if you would. Yeah? I got an next precept right now. This is Isaiah 24 and 11. There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And that is it. The mirth of the land is gone. And we're not gone is slowly being, you know what I mean, swept away with the living conditions that we are in, the rulership of the people right now as well. You know, the entire army force was mobilized and you will come on national TV to say nothing. That is very, to say you don't know anything, sorry. That's very embarrassing. You know, the joy of the people, the happiness of the people. You know, and yes, I know carnival coming around this now and 82 is gonna show mirth. But at what expense? At what cost? You know? At what cost? Yeah. So now even the ones who trying to obey and do the right thing and just go about their daily lives, their mirth will be gone because why other people oppress even more than they are. So they will come and take what they have. You know what I mean? And it could just be a inevitable cycle until the digital system kicks into play. Until that CBDC come the ultimate means of exchange. Right? Rather than the actual paper dollar where you could take from somebody. You know? I just was talking about today and I say, you know, I should bring out some precepts on that and do a video on it. You know? Um, I'm gonna go to our next precept. I'm gonna go to second Ezra's 16 and 18, I believe. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? Yeah, this is just the beginning, as I was telling them. It's just the beginning of going and get way worse, you know. No, I was telling them, wait till December comes. Wait till, like the week or 2 weeks before Christmas comes. And see what happens when, I mean, when people meet the limit on these household stocks. See what goes on. See how the energy of the people is. Everybody painting up and decorating and this and the other. And 95, I want to say 95% of them is two-thirds, so they watching that. It's not to say there's men or women at the door. You know, it's not to say they have that eye self to know that, hey, this is all BS and this is how it's supposed to be, or what I mean. There's no man at the Lord that the Lord will take care of them. The scripture says, well, we shall eat and drink, right? And now we're gonna after this precept, the second Ezra 16 and verse 15, Salakia and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yeah. So we're seeing that, hey, this is going to get worse, going to be more home invasions, more robberies, more man stealing, more oppression of people who just trying to live day by day, by people who have nothing. And it's all because of what? The rulership of the people. You know. And this adds just another layer of meaning to the Isaiah 31 1 to 3 and Isaiah 31 to 3. Because we see the ones that trusted the government, the one that trusted Egypt falling with the government and feeling with them. We see it now here now. We see now a let's say the shadow of Egypt shall be shame. We seeing it now because of the trust them. Yep. The precept I quoted earlier was in the book of Isaiah 66. So Isaiah 65. Wow. And 13 it said, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Yeah, you shall be ashamed. You trusted that the government would have never, nah, they can't cut CPAP, they can't cut European, they did. Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but he shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Yeah, and that's what going on. You see the people crying out. The spirit vex, by really vote for that woman, boy, this one, the other, as I say, they do have the eyes out. Two-thirds, It's just an observatory, something that, you're just observing how the people reacting and behaving and things that are happening around you. I'm with any brotherhood, we conversing and I say there's a nice little, a nice little video to do. To put it out to show that, the rulership of the people are in severe bondage and they don't even know. They don't even know. A lot of them walk around ignorant of these facts, right? So yeah, I hope it was edifying. I hope it's powerful for through spirit and power of your Bashan and Shai Bashan Kakadash. Until next time, inshallah.